Hey you, yeah you, the one that's about to watch this video. You didn't hear about it? I just launched my new Instagram, Juan Gotti Sports Network. Go ahead, go over there and give me a follow. It's free, and we cover anything DC sports related or anything sports related from all major sports, whether that's MLB, NHL, NBA, or NFL. I promise you won't regret it. We cover everything, whether you're a Knicks fan and you're a Giants fan, whether you're a Redskins fan. Although we are DC sports here as fans, we do cover every other sports league and every other sports team. So go ahead and give me a follow. I promise you won't regret it. Link in the description. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another video, and in today's video we have some more Washington news, Washington football news. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington football team. And let's get straight into today's video. So following up, as you can see by the title, following up on yesterday's heartbreaking news that we found out. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, go back and watch it, but I'll give you a short synopsis of really what it's about. As you can hear yesterday, if you wasn't sleeping under a rock, Kelvin Harmon tore his ACL and is out for the whole entire 2020 season. So that is leaving us our very thin and young wide receiving core even more hurt and thin. So that, we already had questions before Kelvin Harmon's injury. Now we have even more questions after Kelvin Harmon's injury. So with that being said, the question that we all want to know is, who are we going to bring in? Should we even bring in some veterans? And a few names that I've been hearing the most is obviously Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon. Those are probably the two best free agent wide receivers that are available. You still got Chris Hogan, you got Dez Bryant, you got a lot of good other options, but the two main point and the two still, we know, players that still have a lot left in the tank are unfortunately guys that have troubled past. So without further ado, we're going to be talking about, should we bring in one of these guys, and who, what should it be? So with that being said, let's get straight into today's video. So Josh Gordon, we know what Josh Gordon's troubles is, and that's, obviously he loves to smoke weed, he loves to, take PEDs. So with that being said, I heard, the NFL is cutting back on the, testing for weed and stuff like that, but the PEDs is obviously going to be the main struggle with him staying on the field. And I know we all can say, with Ron Rivera being as the head coach, he won't act like that, but we can't really say that for this dude, because honestly, he's been with Bill Belichick, he's been with Pete Carroll, two head coaches that doesn't take BS. So we can't really say the coaching is going to take an aspect. It's just all up to him. Does he really want to play football? Is he really going to do what it takes to stay clean? Because we know Josh Gordon is really good, and I'm not saying he's going to go back to that 2013 form Josh Gordon, because that was really a long time ago. So I'm not saying that he's gonna, reform back into that, but we just need someone that can be a good veteran and show our young guys the ropes. That's why I'm more saying go towards someone else, outside of Josh Gordon, and also, obviously Antonio Brown. I would go more of a Michael Floyd route. I think we had on here for a short period of time. I would go more of a Christian Kirk route or something like that. Just a veteran that has not really is going to have a big impact on the team, but someone that can catch balls, someone that is really going to stay clean off the field and not have no drama. We brought in Cody Latimer, who is really, not that good, but he has his off-field issues. But I'm pretty sure all of us would have done what he's done. So we don't know if he's going to be on the team this upcoming year. But as far as available free agents, we're going to go more into this as the weeks prolong, and we still haven't signed no veterans. But as today, the only really good options are probably, unfortunately, Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon, for guys that can come in here and make an immediate impact. Let me say that again for the guys that didn't hear me. I'm saying for the guys that are going to come in here and make an immediate impact. I'm not saying that those are the only options that are really good options. I'm just saying guys that we know still have stuff left in the tank, and stuff that really could help the Washington Redskins, honestly. So with that being said, there goes Dez Bryant out the window, because a lot of people were saying Dez Bryant, but the guy hasn't played football in 2 years. Well, you can say the same for Antonio Brown, but we see Antonio Brown working out every day. Dez Bryant, he's coming off of not playing football for 2 years, and then on top of that having a torn Achilles. So we don't know how he's really going to pan out if we was to sign him. So I will go with the safer route, because all of these guys are really going to be signed to cheap deals. I hope none of these guys, expect to be signed to something huge, probably $1 million, $2 million. So that's why I'm not really too mad about getting a guy like Dez Bryant. But at the same time, it's just like I would like to have a veteran that's going to come in here and produce just a little bit. We're not asking him to come in here and score 20 touchdowns. That would be great, but I doubt any of these guys will still have, that capability outside of Antonio Brown if he was to get back in the league. But other guys that we're talking about, like the Chris Hogans, the Christian Kirks, I don't see none of these guys being able to score 20 touchdowns a season, because we're not asking them to do that. We're just asking them to come in here and show the young guys the ropes. We just need someone that could go along with Terry McLaurin. And I know people are going to say we have Antonio Gandy Golden, which is cool, but we just need someone that could, be that veteran presence that could show the young guys what they need doing wrong, what are they working on. Just like how we have Adrian Peterson for the running back group. I know you guys remember last year when Adrian Peterson made the running back group. I think he made someone in the running back group. I can't remember the name completely in my head, but he made him do push-ups because I think he dropped the ball. So you see how we have that veteran presence at Adrian Peterson taking control and showing the young guys to the way, and showing them what's going to happen if you do have consequences, making them do push-ups, simple things like that when they mess up. We need someone like that for each group, and we need someone for that, especially for the wide receiving core, because they're really a key part to this team, obviously. So like the offensive line, we have Morgan Moses, who's been there for a long time. You can say Brandon Sheriff too, to show Wes Martin and Sadiq Charles and Keith Ismail and all our linemen the way. So with that being said, we just need someone that can come here and show the ropes. Not saying that they even have to play for us. I'm just saying they could possibly come in here and just be, a body that's been there, done it, and just show them the ropes. So with that being said, I'm going to just give you my opinion. I believe that we should go out there and get Josh Gordon. I'm a fan of getting Josh Gordon. I wouldn't be a fan of getting Antonio Brown just because we know how toxic he is. He will have to show me that he still has something left in the tank. It's going to take, some time for him to grow on me. It really is. We know how talented he is, so it's just going to take some time for him to grow on me. If we get him, at this point, it's just like get him because we need him. But if we were to get him, I would be pissed for probably the initial reaction, but he will have to grow on me. I will have to see him play and show that he still has stuff left in the tank. So we know him and Haskins has been working out. In the dark. JP Finley said it himself. He said, well, Dwayne Haskins, I think it was John Kine actually, he said Dwayne Haskins and Antonio Brown chemistry are so good that they're working with headlights or working out in the dark. So, we know how much Haskins would love to have Antonio Brown, but let's just be honest, I don't think he'll be good for the locker room because he would want it to all be about himself. And I know you guys, people are going to say, well, Ron Rivera isn't going to let that slide. That is true, but you can't say this. You can't say the same for, like I did with Josh Gordon. You can say the same for Antonio Brown because he had Mike Tomlin, he had Bill Belichick, he had John Gruden. So he had coaches that weren't going to play with him. So you really can't make that excuse of, oh, we have Ron Rivera, so he isn't going to play and he isn't going to act selfish. You never know that. So I would take the, I wouldn't say safer route, but I would take the more better route as far as the on field, being able to stay on field. Both of these guys can't really stay on the field, but if I had to choose one, I would go with one Josh Gordon. But if we had any other options, I would go out and get Dez Bryant. I know he hasn't played in 2 years, but sign him to a bare minimum deal. He can show Terry, Sims, Antonio Gandy Golden, have Kelvin Harmon when he comes back to the facility just to watch. I don't think he will just because of the corona thing, and he probably isn't. It's no need for him to be there. But if he was to come back to the facility or just to come back to the games and watch, and Dez Bryant be out there, he can show him the ropes. But and let me say this for all the people that are going to say no, he's a former Cowboy and we don't want him on the Redskins. That doesn't mean anything, or should I say the Washington Football Club? Sorry about that, but that doesn't mean anything, man. Business is business. So really, I would bring in probably Dez Bryant, maybe a Christian Kirk, or maybe a Chris Hogan, but I'm more of a fan of Dez Bryant. I know we talked about his, like I said, his missing 2 years, and he hasn't played in a long time, and he's coming off of Achilles. But like I said, that goes back to my point earlier. We don't need a guy that's going to come in here and, light it up. We just need somebody that can catch the ball occasionally on a third and short or third and long to pick up the first down maybe. I don't even think none of these veterans outside of Antonio Brown and or Josh Gordon are going to be a primetime receiver. Like, let's just be honest. So just get somebody, honestly. We need somebody. We just need another body that's a veteran that can show the way. We really do. Because we're really fiending for receivers. We were already thin now, and we're definitely thin with Kelvin Harmon missing time. So with that being said, it's been boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, hail to the Redskins. I'm still going to say it. I don't care. Hail to the Washington football team for the guys that's moved on. Get Josh Gordon. Peace.